Welcome to another Tune-Up Tuesday here at Brenda's Fitness. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to focus on foot, ankle, and calf. They all work together as a unit, the ankle being right in the middle of that very important foot of ours, and then the calf being that first next set of muscles heading up vertically through the body. We're going to be using a chair today. I've got two small balls. If you've got a golf ball, a tennis ball, a dog's toy, as long as the dog gives you permission. And I have a longer band that we're also going to use while we sit on the mat. So I'll have a mat handy as well. Okay, so like we've done in other tune-ups, actually I'm going to put this on the floor. We're going to start with gentle breath work. Then we're going to do some stretching, some activation, and finish by feeling a whole lot better in that foot and ankle area. So when we talk about the foot, also if you want to go barefoot, this would be ideal for today because we are going to play with our toes, okay? And if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. But if you're soft foot, barefoot, you will feel the floor a little bit more because we're going to be playing with the weight. So we've got 5 lovely toes here, and there are so many muscles, bones. I'm not going into all of that, but when our foot is planted on the floor, I want you to pay attention to where you feel the pressure, because we want to have a beautiful triangle of support from underneath the ball of that big toe, across, down through the heel and back up. That's our triangle that we're going to rely on for support and balance, okay? A lot of people I notice when I'm training, they will lift their big toe as they're squatting, and I'm like, no, 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 put that big toe down. We need that big toe, okay? So all toes are important. Alrighty, so let's get started. Just have your props close by. Find a comfortable spot. I'm going to back up to about here. And let's put our hands on our bellies to start with. My feet are directly underneath my hips, all right? Soft knees, and just let that tailbone drop down. So we don't want to be in a stiff position. Just let that tailbone drop when the knees bend. Shoulders are open, head and neck tall. And I like to put my hands on my lower abdomen. And we're just going to take a nice breath into the belly. And exhale through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, the belly expands. And exhale through the mouth, letting any old stale air out and bringing the abdomen back to the spine. And let's do one more of those. Nice breath in. This signals to the body that there's no danger, that we can relax into these movements. So I want you to keep breathing and shifting now. So we're going to keep our nice belly breaths, but I want you to shift forward slightly so you feel the weight on the balls of your feet, and then shift back slightly so you feel the weight in the heels of your feet. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my nice soft knees. I'm going to shift forward and back. Just feel the weight shifting back and forth, being aware of the pressure. Being aware if one foot feels heavier than another or feels like it's pressing into the floor a little more than the other. Good. Now come back to center. And now what I want you to do is I want you to shift side to side. So very gently shift all your weight into one foot. See if you can feel that triangle. Close your eyes and then shift to the other foot. Feel the floor underneath you with your nice deep breaths in and out. Shoulders are relaxed. Give them a little shake if you need to. Good. Come back to center. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way around. So I want you to shift forward into the balls of the feet. Shift to the inside of one foot, the outside of the other. So I'm shifting to my right. Shift back into the heels. Shift to the outside of one foot, inside of the other, and back to the front. Keep the knees soft, and just feel as you shift, going around the circle. Knees stay soft. We're not leaning really far, so we're not going to lose our balance. Good. And when you get to the front, on the balls of the feet, I want you to shift directions. Switch to going the other way around. And if you can do it, keeping your eyes closed, that's even better. Just being aware of what's going on underneath you. Good, and come back to center. So now, we're going to very gently bend the knees. So we're activating, we're moving, we're lengthening the calves, we're bending through the ankles, the feet are planted. So feel nice and even between both feet on the floor. Just bend and straighten. Good. So from there, let's do some little circles. So bend a little bit more. You can put your hands on your thighs and just ever so slightly rotating around in one direction. Again, you're going to feel the weight shifting in your feet, just like we did before. We're just connecting to these body parts, and let's change direction. So as the knees come forward, you feel a nice little stretch in those calves. That's it. Going around and going around. Good, and gently stand back up. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and give everything a little shake. Good. Stand a little bit wider. Now we're going to do the rotation with the hips. So your arms can hang down. Make sure your head and neck are stacked. Push your hips behind you. I'll stand sideways so you can see. Push your hips behind you, to the side, to the front, to the side, and back. So again, you're going to feel the weight shift into the feet. This time I want you to focus on keeping that weight in the feet as even as possible. Pushing the hips forward, but keeping the feet stable. You may feel a little bit of a shift from one leg to the other, but keep that foot nice and stable, both directions. Change direction. And this is very subtly moving the ankles, moving the calves around, and come back to center. From this wider stance, I want you to hold on to one wrist. We're going to reach up, breath in, push your hips forward towards me, knees soft, look up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, reach forward and down. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Bend the knees, round up. Breath in, push the hips forward. Exhale, fold forward, reach, 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 reach. Relax your head and neck. Feel that nice stretch up the back of the legs, round back up. Pushing the hips forward, big breath in, exhale, fold forward. Walk your fingers to your left foot. Take a nice deep breath, and then walk your fingers to your right foot. Walk your hands back to the center, bend your knees, and roll back up. Good job, well done. All right, so from this position, I'm just gonna move my chair a wee bit. We're going to turn, so we're gonna turn both feet, okay? And I want you to walk your back leg back to where you feel a nice little stretch in the calf. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart that you're not going to tip over. And if you need your chair close by for balance, please grab it. We're going to take a breath in as we lunge forward. Raise your arms up. Exhale. Come back to standing. Inhale. Weight goes in the front leg, stretching the back calf. Exhale. Push back to standing. One more breath in, reach. Keep that heel on the floor and down. Good. Turn to the center. Turn to the other side. Find your spot, and it may not be the same spot with both legs. That's okay. Find your balance first, and then we're going to breathe in, reach forward. Feel a stretch in that back calf. Exhale down and back. And again, forward And back. Good, one more, reach. Lengthen and back. Nicely done, come back to center. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more range into the ankle. So we're going to use our chair to help us. So bring your chair close by. So I'm going to hold my chair with my left hand. So my left foot is going to go up on the chair. That way I'm stable and my hips are facing the chair. I'm going to be nice and tall. And I'm going to glide forward as far as I can. Now my back heel can come off the floor. I'm focusing on my ankle in the front and I'm going to push back. Okay? Inhale, exhale, glide. Inhale, return. Exhale, glide in. How far can that knee comfortably come over the toes? We're not causing any pain here. Good. So back it up just a little bit so you feel stable. I'm right at 90 degrees here, and what I want you to do is just some little circles with the knee. So you can see your ankle is taking on the rotation. All my toes are staying on the chair. But I'm just changing the pressure. So then go to the outside with your circle, pressure on the inside of the ankle, around and back. In, around, and back. Hi, just drop it off there. Thank you. Thank you. A package has arrived. Good. And from there, we're going to switch feet. So I'm going to turn my chair. Same side, hand and foot. Again, our nice deep belly breath. We're going to glide in and out. Breath in, exhale as you glide. Inhale to return. So just be aware which ankle has a little more mobility. That's it. And return. We don't tend to be symmetrical, and you can always measure these on the wall. Driving, when you're standing, bring one foot away from the wall in a lunge position, and then bend the knee towards the wall and just see how much range you've got. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, come back off of your chair. I want you to stay holding the chair, and the leg that's closest to the chair, we're going to raise it up, and we're going to, just a little so you can see, we're going to do nice little circles with the ankle. So be aware of what your standing foot is doing. Feel the weight evenly placed underneath your standing foot and doing some nice circles in both directions of the other ankle. Good. There we go. Now try pointing and flexing. And we're actually going to drop that heel to the floor and do it. Point and flex and point and flex. Getting that range. Good. And then we're going to switch sides. There we go. So same side, just for balance. So we're not causing any tension by keeping that chair close by. If you want to do it without holding on, please feel free. All points of the foot feel connected on the standing leg. Nice ankle circles. You can point those toes, flex those toes up as you're making your circles in both directions. Ooh, I got a nice crack. Cracks are wonderful, breaking things up, getting some mobility, and then heel to the floor. Point and flex. So I'm pointing my toes, touching the floor, and then raising my toes towards the ceiling and pressing my heel to the floor. Point and flex. Good, well done. All right, so let's do a little bit of activation. We're going to do a few calf raises. So now we've got some things moving. The first one we're going to do is actually focusing on the inside and the outside of the calves. There's a lot of stabilizer muscles there. So holding your chair, we're just going to roll onto the toes and back down. Onto the toes and down. Waking things up a little bit. Waking those toes up too. There we go. Strengthening the feet. Now lengthen the legs. And we're going to go right up on the toes, keeping the legs straight. Push your toes into the floor. Glide up, glide down. Watch that you don't just go plunk back on the floor. Use the muscles in your feet. That's it. Good work. All right. Now, let's grab one of our balls. So you can choose whichever size, whatever you have handy. Stay standing. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll that ball under the foot. Okay? So I'm starting at the heel, and I'm going to roll the ball up underneath the ball of the foot. And then I'm going to roll near the arch. So you can see I'm near the arch of my foot. I'm going to roll near the baby toes. I'm going to roll side to side from big toe to baby toe under the ball of my foot. So just play around for a minute, do some circles, and I want you to notice where there might be some tension and give it a little bit of love. So the feet are the end of one of the fascial chains, which come up the back of the leg, all the way up, wrap around, and attach right around the forehead. Okay? So by releasing tissue at this end of the chain, if you've got tight hamstrings, tight calves, start with your feet. Okay? Headaches? Yes. Good. Let's switch. I'm going to switch my chair. Rolling underneath the foot. And this is best done standing because you can get over top of the foot and create a little bit of pressure. Not too much. There we go. You can spread the toes. You can curl the toes over the ball when you get to get the ball underneath the ball of your foot, the ball under the ball. Yeah, there we go. Waking that tissue up, inside, outside. Oop, lost my ball. There we go. All right, so now let's just place the ball to the side, and I'd like you to just stand, soft knees, and go back to that position that we were in at the beginning. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just feel your feet underneath you. Do they feel even? Do they feel lighter? Mine do. They just kind of have this nice little tingling connection to them. They feel very even. Good. Okay. So now we're going to head to, oh, no, we have one more thing before we go to the floor. This is kind of fun. So what I want you to do is, you can use this if you need to, lift your big toes and keep the other toes down. And now lift all of your other toes and push your big toes down. Let's do that again. Only the big toe comes up, other toes stay down. And switch. Other toes up, push your big toes down. If that's hard, then this is good for you. Okay, let's see if we can, I'm not great at these, so let's give it a try. I'm going to raise my baby toe as best I can, and then my next toe, nope, they're all gonna come up at once. And then my big toe, and then I'm gonna put my baby toe down. I can do it better going down. And then I'm gonna put each toe down individually, big toe last. So baby toe up, next toe, third toe, or they all come up at once like I do, big toe, and then we're gonna go baby toe down, spread the toes as much as you can, and let them all come down one at a time. Good. Now press your big toes down, lift all your other toes up, make a big fan with them, and then grip the floor. And then scrunch so that you can see if you can create a little bit of an arch here. Tucking under, trying to make that little arch. We don't tend to work our toes. Our toes are supposed to have as much dexterity as our fingers. They don't often, so we need to give them a bit of love. So those are a few little exercises that are fun that you can practice with, is getting them to move individually, okay? All right, so now let's head down to the floor. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna angle this down because I'm gonna be sitting and you don't need to see the whole ceiling. Okay, if it's uncomfortable to sit on the floor, please feel free to sit on the chair and you'll just bring one foot up at a time. So you choose if you need to sit on a bolster. Let's see how close I can get here. There. Okay, so we're gonna sit in our goodbye position from our workouts, or you can sit on a stool, it's fine. Make sure your low back feels okay. So right at the, if you go in from the ball of the foot where the big toe is, underneath that second and third toe, right here, is where we're gonna put our thumbs. And I want you to massage that area. If you ever have troubles going to sleep, this is a wonderful place to massage. This is a meridian point. This is kidney 2. So it's quite a powerful point for many things, but activating and connecting with this meridian point is relaxing, it's grounding, that's why it helps you sleep. The kidneys are associated with fear, so now start massaging the arch of the foot, this part here. Just with your thumbs, just give it some love, up and down, and you can do the feet, back to the heel. So kidneys are associated with fear. So relaxing that fear point, if you're concerned, worried, yeah. All right, so let's make friends with one foot. So what we're gonna do, take your other hand, and we're going to open our toes as much as we can, and we're gonna slide our fingers in here, in between each toe, okay? So I've got a couple of options here. If this doesn't work, if you can't do that, and so what you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze your toes against your hand, and then your hand is gonna give a squeeze, and we're gonna do a few little circles, okay, in both directions. If that doesn't work, if your toes are really tight, what I want you to do is just push one way and one the other. Going down through. Push one toe one way and then the other, working them individually, or stick your hand in there and give them some love, okay? So I traditionally wore riding boots for many, many years and work boots on the farm. So I had very tight little spaces between my toes and very skinny little feet. So this is not comfortable, but I know it's really good for me. So I do it when I'm watching TV, you know, when I've got a few minutes, I play with my feet because my feet are worth it. Point and flex, there you go. Good job, guys. Okay, so release that, whichever version you did. And what I want you to do, a lot of people have bunions and all kinds of things. I want you to run your finger up the inside of that big toe. You've got some really important tendons along there. And sometimes they just need to be lengthened. So you can bend that big toe down, flex it up, and run your finger along the inside of that big toe, right along, right up to the top. And if there's some tender spots, then you know maybe that's a place to work again. Good. Wiggle that foot out, give it a little shake, and let's go to the other foot. So opening up the toes and sticking those fingers in between them, or like I said, you can just pull each toe forward and back, whatever feels good for you. So my fingers are going to give a little squeeze to my toes, and then my toes are going to squeeze my fingers, and then we're going to do some nice little circle love here. That's it. And if this is more comfortable to sit up on a chair, please do. We don't want any strain in your back. Good. Give it some love. Point and flex, play with it. There we go. And if you want to, you can do the little back and forth with each toe, if you didn't try that. and forth. Yeah. So it's just getting them to move independently and not all move as a unit, because they don't need to move as a unit. They need to move independently. A great activity is to pick things up with your feet. Yeah, that's a great one, especially if you've got flat arches. You can, I'm just going to use my band as an example here. You can lay a cloth out and you can scrunch your toes and pick that up. And by doing that, you're going to activate these muscles in the arch of the foot and rebuild those muscles, okay? That was a little tangent. We didn't massage the big toe on the other foot. Let's do that. Give it some massage, that big toe. It tends to turn in because of shoes. I know when I was a beginning teacher, we wore pumps every day. Yeah, not fun. Now teachers wear very comfy clothes. All right, good. Okay, so wiggle those toes out. They should feel a little bit looser now, actually. It should feel good. You should be able to spread your toes just a little bit farther, create some space. There you go. Good. Okay, so what we're going to finish with here is with our band. So I'm going to scoot back just a wee bit. We're going to wrap that band around our feet, just like this, sitting up nice and tall. And I'm going to put some pressure on them, and I'm going to just point down, and then I'm going to pull a little bit as they come up, and I'm going to ask for a little more stretch. My toes are going to press down and up, pressing down and up. So no tension in the upper body, just activating those calves, those ankles. We're getting the toes to point and then flex, get everybody working together. Good. Now can you push the toes out into the band a little? We're going to do a little circle. I'm going to widen my feet just a little. We're going to do a few little circles here. Ooh, I got a nice crack. Toes in, up, push out into the band just a little. Point the toes. There we go. And let's do a circle the other direction. Out, around, up. Activating all of those muscles. There. Well done. And you can work on single foot. There's lots of different avenues for that one. I just wanted to introduce that to you for working the sides of the legs, the feet, and so on, and the ankles, getting that flexion if we tend to be a little bit tight there. Okay, so I want to finish off just by, I talked about the one meridian point here. You've got meridians that run up the insides and the outsides of your legs. So we're going to give them a little bit of love for the end of this. So you can bend your feet back up. And what we're going to do is take our thumbs and find that bony part. You can start right at the ankle. And so I'm going to go from the ankle and I'm just going to push down on the tissue. And then once I hit this bony shin, I'm going to just glide my thumbs down, down. Because those meridians are all along there. So I'm just going to do that a couple of times up to the knee. There. Just giving them a little massage, waking them up. That's it. Feels quite nice actually. And if you've got some tender spots, that's okay. And then on the outside, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it a little differently. I should finish the inside here. Just give a little tap up. Bring the feet together and you can bend them up just a wee bit. And for the outsides, it's not quite as easy to massage. So what we're going to do is just gently tap. And then you can let the feet come down and tap. Bend the knees, tap gently. The shins to the knees, slide out, keep tapping. One more. The power of threes is what we always do in Qigong. You never do anything less than 3 times. There we go. And shake it out. So the legs should feel kind of tingly, warm. Just a nice sensation that you've got some great energy flowing through there. Fabulous. Okay, so come on up and let's do a nice little breath. See how you feel. Do our little check-in at the end. So now I'm kind of out of your screen, so I'm going to tip myself back up a bit. There we go. All right, back up. Find your center. There we go. Get everybody up. Yes, feet underneath, soft knees. And let's just have a feel here. Actually, let your arms dangle. Let's just feel. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Should feel light, tingly, lovely sensation. So let's close this by gathering up all our energy. Breath in, reach up, 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 way overhead. And then bring your hands down in front of you and exhale. Very nice. Let's do that again. Gathering up your energy. Breath in, reach up, up, up. Exhale, bring that energy right back down into your center. And one more time. Breath in, reach up. Exhale, bring your energy right back, hands over the lower abdomen for one final nice deep breath. Wonderful. Good job. Hope you guys feel great. I know my legs feel, I did not work out. I just woke them up. The energy's moving. That's fabulous. That was the goal. I hope you feel great. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll do it again in 2 weeks. And we're going to focus on wrists and forearms. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.